Hello and welcome to this B1 Usability Package Tip of the Week session. My name is Rasmus Rolf Jensen. Today's week is week 39 of 2010, where we'll be asking the question, why use B1 Print and Delivery when SAP Business One 8.8 will have Crystal integration? So it's a perfectly fair question. Why should I care about B1 Print and Delivery? It just gives me the option to use Crystal reports, and I will get that anyway when I switch to 8.8. And does this only benefit SAP Business One 2007? We get that question a lot, and it's a fair question. Well, the answer is, it's correct that 8.8 offers Crystal integration, but between the lines, it is not nearly flexible enough and does not match the requirement of today's customers and the partners that need to maintain those solutions. So what I want to do, I want to show you in this session the example on why we claim this. So let's see our case. Well, we have a customer and they have 5 requirements. The first one is that they need to send out orders, deliveries, invoices and credit note documents. They also have the requirement that they want to have that the documents should be sent out automatically when they add them. So if I add an order, it should just be sent out to the customer. It needs to be able to handle 2 languages, English and Spanish. Fair question. It could be other languages, it could be more, all depending on your customer. Fourth one is that it needs to be able to send it out either by email or by print, all depending on what the customer wants. So some customers want to have their invoices by email, others want to have a print copy. Final requirement is that they need to have a copy of all documents in PDF placed into a document folder, because they use that document folder as an FTP folder where they have a customer portal, so the customer can log into their customer portal and re-download their different documents as they want them. So let's see that happening with and without B1 Print and Delivery to see the differences. So here we are in Business One, and let's look at the first requirement, that we need to have it on 4 different documents: orders, delivery, invoice and credit notes. So if we look at the default layout designer, we can see in the manage layout we have sales order, where I put in a Crystal report here, delivery for items as well, invoices here, and credit notes here. So in total we have 4 different documents that we need to work with, 4 different Crystal reports. But it's actually not that at all, because if you also use service invoices, then you need the double the amount, 8 of them. If you don't integrate it into your Crystal report to use languages, you would need 16 different layouts. And finally, if the print version and the email version should be different, you would need another set. So you're up to, with just these 4 types, using 32 different layouts to work with. Of course, some of the things can be done more automatically. The print/email could be used by a user-defined field on business partner level and be handled in the Crystal report. The language could be done in the different languages based on what language there's on the document. But you would never be able to get rid of the at least 4 or 8 different layouts, all depending if you need to use service versions and item versions of the different documents. So way too many documents to maintain. Well, B1 Print and Delivery, it's very simple. You have 1 document. 1 document, you can do it all. Because we can send along parameters, we can send along additional parameters if we want it for email or print, if we want to check it on the line level. But this 1 document that you get delivered for free with the product can maintain orders, quotations, deliveries, credit notes, down payment, all in one go. because of this object ID system. So what would you rather consider? Handy to spend up to managing 32 different layouts or just one in the database? Next requirement was that during ads it should automatically do what we needed the system to do. So in Business 1 we have the option to say when we add a document it should print the document and some number of copies and so on. But that doesn't coincide with our other requirements saying that it should be either sent by email or print depending on the customer preferences. So we couldn't use this in normal Business 1 because all the customers who wanted to print, that would work of course, but every time we added a document that actually needed to be emailed, it would still print because we can't set this up on business partner level or on type of business partner. So the essence would be that if you wanted to use default Business 1, you needed to uncheck this, and every time you added the document, you would need to go back to it and either press the print button or the email button, and that is not good. Compared to B1 Print Delivery, we can simply set up that for sales order we have two setups, one for email and one for print, and I will show you how you will link those later on, and set up that every time we press the add button it should do this action, and in this case it's an email, while in the print option it should still go on and print to the default printer. So here we can set it up actually to say that you just add the documents and let the system behind figure out if it needs to be emailed or printed. Third requirement was the language requirement, and we can set that very easy up because that could just be the language we have here. So here I am in normal Business 1 and running sales order in English, I get it in English. And if I put it in Spanish instead, here, and run it in Spanish, it will now be in Spanish instead. But that is all about the crystal report. It doesn't matter if you use the B1 Print Delivery or the default in Business 1 if you have made the correct crystal report. The crystal report delivered with B1 Print Delivery does this automatically, while you need to do it by hand if you want to use the layouts provided by SAP. Our fourth requirement was that we should be able to set on the business partner if they wanted to have a print or an email as the main delivery methods. Well, quite easy to make a use-defined field to be either email or print, but normal Business 1 would have the problem saying that we wanted to have it on ad, so it couldn't just press either print or add for us automatically. That would give us some problems. And also, if we wanted to have this set up automatically, every time I went and shown this again, and I couldn't just go up and press email and it will automatically do it. I need to go into the customer, oh, they need email, okay, I can then press the email button, else I would press. So it's all depending on the user remembering on if you to use email or print. And it would be even worse if you have two different crystal reports based on if it should be the one or the other, because then you needed to go into setting up as default and setting it up as a specific business partner and needing to set up that test customer is now using the order that fits the email, while the other that fits the print. And the problem here again is every time you create a new business partner, you should it would not be enough to just change this UDF. You needed to go into every single layout type and assigning that to the fields. So assigning by business partner code is extremely painful, and let me just show you quickly how it's done in B1 printer delivery in difference. So here we are in the report selection for B1 printer delivery, and as you can see, I can actually set up it as both business partner code as we did what business one is. That's the only thing business one adds, but I can also set it for group, language, UDFs, and properties. So in my case, I've just taken my fields add method, and I can then say that if it's an email for the order, let me find the order, here it is, it should be the one using email, update, and if it's for print, well, it should use the print version. And that's it. Every time you create a new business partner and save it into the database, and you've chosen it on business partner level, you don't need to do anything else. It's just set up. So final requirement was to save a copy in PDF to an FTP folder. And in normal business one, you simply can't do this. So once you have added the sales order, you need to remember to first send a print or email, and then you would need to choose PDF, get it up as PDF, save it into the folder, and then you're done. Well, in B1 printer delivery, we could simply just go in and say into the FTP folder, let's make a new report action and say copy, and then the number of the document type. So this is the number, and let's put it into an order folder so they are nicely structured. So this is code RA07, and then I would need to go to each of my configurations, just say I want the same crystal, and every time I does anything, it should just save to copy to the FTP folder. And I'm done. I don't need to even think about remembering to put the copy in. It will always do it. So let's sum up. Well, the first requirement was for document types. In SAP default, you would need to have at least 4, but as many as 32 different crystal layouts just to handle this, while in B1 printer delivery, you only have 1 report to manage. Process doing add, we had the option to only print in SAP, while in print and delivery, you have the option to print, email, save, show, or a combination of those. 2 languages, well, Crystal solved this, so it's good for both solutions. Manage defaults, well, in Business One, we can only do it by BP code, and it's not auto-assigned, so when I create a new one, I need to go to every single document type and assign. While in B1 Print Delivery, you can do it once, and you can do it by BP code, language, group, property, or UDFs. Finally, the option to copy to an FTP folder. Well, in Business One, it can't be done. You need to remember to do it manually. While in B1 Print Delivery, you could just set it up so it happened automatically. So would you still say that True Products does exactly the same in 8.8? Well, I'll let you decide that. This concludes this session. For training material, please go to service.boyum-it.com/education, or if you want a free demo of the product, go to license.boyum-it.com/b1up. If you want to contact us, you can do it either by our sales email or our support email. Thank you for attending.